So now that we've determined whether or not a poll was created, and if it is true, then we'll do something. So what is that something? What's the big idea of this line here? So how did I solve this problem is this. Remember back when we were tweeting emojis and text, we just had a very simple object with the text, which included the text and the emojis and the avatar. Well, I want to also stick in this object some more properties. Basically, I want to stick in there the values here from the input boxes. So at the end of the day, this function here that I called add props, it's going to pass in our old object, which is this, and this function is going to transform this object so that this object is going to have a new property called vote options as a key, and the value of it will be just one object with the different voting, whatever was typed in the input boxes. So if I said 1, 2, 3 here, then this would be 1, 2, 3 here, kind of thing for all, and similar for the other ones. So this is what this function does. It adds a new key value property. So now, and so once it does that, once it adds this new property, it then returns, this whole thing returns that object, that modified object, and now that object is now being assigned to this variable. So this variable originally was the simple object with the text and the avatar. Now it's being wiped away, and it's being replaced with a new object. So let's take a look at this add props functionality. So here it is. Add poll props. Again, don't worry about the naming difference. We'll get to that in a second. So here, we're creating that new object. And here are the new properties that I want. Here's the one I was just talking about. So here, the vote options, again, it's using our vote options that we saw before, it's grabbing those values and putting those values in here in this new key called vote options, as well as some other properties that I wanted to basically tell whether or not to display the buttons or whether or not to display the chart, the final chart. So I added all of these to the new object. However, I wanted the old properties, the old text value and the old avatar, to also remain. So your job is, what's the one line of code that spreads our new tweet object? So you already know about the spread operator. However, did you know that the spread operator can also spread objects? That looks like this. So write that one line of code that would make this spread out.